Hello there. Today I want to talk about episode 2 of the show The Walking Dead: Dead City. Episode 2 is called Who's There and was written by Eli Jordan and directed by Lauren Yaconelli. In the first episode, Maggie and Negan arrived in New York and the three marshals followed them there. Two of them died and the third was knocked out by Negan. Negan and Maggie were about to escape when an old woman appeared and spooked them. This episode starts with that old woman leading them to her people and Maggie and Negan being introduced to a new group. Negan's pseudo-daughter, Ginny, is introduced to New Babylon. And we also see Pearlie Armstrong wake up and head to familiar ground to find supplies and rearm. The writing for this episode was highly exciting with a lot of new elements introduced. It starts with a bit of mystery and takes us on a little adventure. We meet a new group of people and get a lot of new personalities from them. In this episode, we meet the Croats men and see just how bloodthirsty they are. Learn a bit about him from the new group and see a bunch of brutal action. The fight scene that breaks out here has these claw-shot weapons that rip out part of their victims, and we see a lot of characters just die off in an instant. Pearlie gets a little bit of character development through environmental storytelling, and Negan and Maggie get a lot through conversation. The two of them finally start opening up to and relying upon one another, and it looks like the start of a great friendship. We also got to see the return of the old Negan, even if it was just for one scene. It showed that the monstrous man from before isn't gone, just hiding. The one thing that didn't make sense was how Pearlie wasn't eaten alive in the department store during the break between episodes. Last episode, he's knocked out cold in the middle of a group of zombies, and in this one he wakes up and they're all eating the guy he shot instead of him. Just the luckiest guy in the world, I guess. Cast-wise, we have a lot of strong performances. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohen continue to fight and bicker while also growing closer. Maggie's situation has her struggling to hold it together, and Negan tries to comfort her where he can. Outside of the two of them, we also meet Jonathan Higginbotham as Tommaso, Karina Ortiz as Amaya, and Michael Anthony as Luther. Gaius Charles goes on a silent journey as Pearlie Armstrong as well. He doesn't get to do any talking, but we see him visit a familiar location, and there's a rich story hidden in the environment around him. Visually, the episode is quite dark and grim. The lighting is a bit poor and makes it hard to see, but it lends itself to the post-apocalyptic vibe they're going for. The camera shakes a little bit more than I'd like, but the visual journey is fairly straightforward from start to finish. It's extremely brutal at different points though. The action sequences involve humans fighting humans this time around, and the weapons they use leave a hell of a mess. There's also one particularly harsh scene of Negan doing what he does best with a nameless minion of the Croat. It is especially violent. Sound-wise, the episode has a lot of background instrumentals that work okay behind the scenery but don't stand out. The action music is kind of repetitive and the sad songs are just whale noises. There's no real flavor to any of it, and it feels like a missed opportunity for the show to step up and stand out. Overall, it's an entertaining episode where we get to see Negan do his thing. We meet a new group of survivors and we see Pearlie survive where many have failed. There are little holes in the writing that could be filled with better writing, but they managed to keep it exciting and get at the core of what zombie shows are about: human conflict over scarce resources. The visuals are brutal, dark, and gritty, which fits well with the environment, but the soundtrack lacks personality. It isn't trying anything new, but it was a lot of fun. 7 out of 10. And remember, these are just my thoughts on the episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Bye-bye!